we becoming more human today? Thanks to Alfonso. Maybe. So I was just reading about the Enbridge pipeline protesters, and they're shooting them with rubber bullets now. They're not kidding around, getting the Minnesota police to help the Enbridge people make a pipeline from Canada through indigenous people's territory, which I believe is breaking treaties, down the center of the United States to bring energy to the country, but energy that often spills over into rivers. So a friend of mine has gone there and protested. She was in jail for a night. I have a poem. It's about energy. It's from my book, Birth to Better, a poem for each day of our year. Download it for free at michaelkoran.com, my website. So, get away. It's called Rot Art. I spoke it to you 2 weeks ago. I will try to sing it, maybe a stanza at a time. Rot Art. Rotten to the core, rotting to the core. My infecting sores rot me through my core. Maybe us and our country, our beloved country, and our beloved us, rotting to the core, rotten to the core. Our infecting sores rot us through our core. If you are my friend, here is what's in store. Irritated raw wounds corrupt your core. We're a tough, beloved country. If you are our friend, here is what's in store. Irritated raw wounds corrupt our core. What are we doing to Native American lands and our rivers? When you are my love, treated like a whore, festering with sores, will rot many cores. When you are my love, treated like a whore, festering with sores, will rot many cores. will love making war, breaking all the laws, explode rotting cores, drinking in the core. I was told there was no treaty we've made with the indigenous people we haven't broken. We'll love making more, breaking all the laws, explode rotting cores, drinking in the core. I'll sing this through when we're finished. Might make more sense to you, us. But it's quite a country, our beloved country. Racist against the indigenous people, against the slaves we brought over, and with our great declaration, it first began all men are created equal, and now it's all people are creating equal, and it was a shot heard around the world. We have continued to grow better by learning how rotten we were. We're recycling the rot to each day, in every way, grow better and better, heal more and more. Rotting through our cores, we're forced to sense more. Inside gutless guts, screams that make us nuts. Hearing unheard screams unleashes unseen dreams. Roaring from our cores, dreams for cure now soar. Guide us through blocked doors, conjure and explore paths healing all cores. We pray evermore to feel through rot awe, make rot flowing o'er, fueling awe-filled cores to stream with amor. So is that underneath us all, through our rot? Amor, love streams. We've come a long way as a country and as human beings, yes? A friend of mine wrote on Facebook, if you haven't discovered how rotten you were 20 years ago, you're still rotten. She said, a fool. So we are growing. The more we see better ways to behave than we did, the more we can behave better ways. Christopher Columbus, I'm sure, was a great navigator. and a brave man, even though he died in prison. Chopped off hands of, I believe, Caribbean people if they didn't bring up enough gold. Nobody's perfect. Columbus Day now is called by some Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you, Columbus, for helping us recycle your birthday into Indigenous Peoples Day. We would not be here without people like you. Rotten as we all are, yes? Why not? More rot, the more we can grow, yes? Each day, in every way, we're growing better and better by seeing how we were not what we would like to be with ourselves, with women, gays, physically challenged, Indigenous people, people of a different color than us. Wow! More rot we see, more we got to grow beyond all we know. Hope for all of us. Frederick Douglass, a few weeks before he died, one of his admirers, Young, said, "Well, what should we do?" He answered in 3 words: agitate, agitate, agitate. And we can find love streaming through what we do. Not easy, but yum. Well, I'll try to not comment and just, as best I can this afternoon, sing this through. I'll be a good boy and won't say any more than this poem song until I finish. Rat art, rotting to the core, rotten to the core. My infecting sores rot me through my core. If you are my friend, here is what's in store. Irritated raw wounds corrupt your core. If you are my love, treated like a whore, festering with sores, will rot many cores. Will love making war, breaking all the laws, explode rotting cores, drinking in the core. Rotting through our cores, we're forced to 2 cents more. Inside gutless guts, screams that make us nuts. Hearing unheard screams unleashes unseen dreams. Roaring from our cores, dreams for cure now soar. Guide us through blocked doors, conjure and explore paths healing all cores. We pray evermore to feel through rot awe, make rot flowing ore, fueling awe-filled cores to stream with amor. Well, I hope that's hopeful. I mean, we've come so long away. 100 years ago, women just got the vote. War was celebrated. First World War to make the world safe for democracy. It's fake news then. No such intention. Did you know that Britain and France, who were fighting Germany, promised the Arab countries, Algeria, Egypt, Sudan, that they would be free after the war if they helped the war effort. And they secretly had a Sykes-Picot agreement between two of their ministers, dividing up the lands between France and Great Britain. Rotten to the core. Lawrence of Arabia, an Englishman, was encouraging the Arabs to help England and France fight the Germans. And then the Arabs were deceived. So this seems to be human nature, both in our personal lives. Have we betrayed anyone today? Have we betrayed ourselves today? Have we betrayed ourselves our whole life? Did we think we were somebody or try to be somebody and we weren't them at all? How good, how beautiful to discover how rotten I was. And of course, rot is recycling material. It seems the world works that way. Galaxies eat galaxies. The Milky Way, our Milky Way, what a sweet name, but has swallowed many galaxies to become our Milky Way. Not a bad thing. Seems as our universe is made. Eating is transforming. The eagle who catches the mouse becomes the eagle. Did you know that there's a new concept of special species, keystone species, who are needed to keep environments going. If there's no predator for lovely deer, they'll eat all the green stuff, and an island will collapse ecologically. No food for deers either. But if you have predators around and eat some of the deer and keep things in balance, then the island can thrive. So it's a puzzling question. It must be that eating is one of the great sacraments, as Christians know. It's really every supper, every meal is a sacrament, and certainly the Last Supper, to remind us that eating is recycling. Thank you, carrot, for becoming us, if you like carrots. So, this poem song says, hearing unheard screams unleashes unseen dreams. Do we have the guts inside our gutless guts to hear what we really scream for? It might be heaven on earth, that we all want that, but get distracted. So the people in Minnesota that are protecting the water, they want that. And maybe we can hear the dream that they're having. Indigenous people all over the world protecting their land. Indigenous people of the world, arise. There's a new nation being born out of all of us. I'm not sure I can rate as Indigenous person now. I have a friend who's 3/8 Indigenous. So maybe we have this dream, and maybe it can guide us through block tours. Maybe it's not just a fantasy. Who would have thought Elizabeth Cady Stanton in New York State around 1848, less than 200 years ago, in Bloomers, gets up and says, Thomas Jefferson said, all men are created equal. I want you all to know, all women and men are created equal. And that dream, as I said, guides us in the world. Could be in some ways an unhappy dream. We're not just content being serfs. We want to be equal. Wow. What a dream. And to treat people as equal. To hear that scream. All men and women are created equal. if we can bear it. And it might help to feel through rot, flowing ore, fueling awe-filled cores. Are we made of awe? If we really got down to it, are we awesome? Beyond words. I mean, I'm using them now. But we might not need them. Just be quiet. Can we feel through our awe-filled cores? We are streaming with the more. And everything else in this blooming universe. Too beautiful not to be streaming with a more, made by a more, freeing a more.